Hey everyone, this is your girl Gloria, and I am live. And before I start, I need to check my mic. I need to do a mic check to make sure that we got everything going and sounding okay. Before I start, I need to check my mic. Yes, we're good. All right, so this is Gloria, and we are live, and I've been doing this series. It is called 100 Days to Brave. And we've been meeting here each Monday night at 9 o'clock. And I like to do them late at night because it just gives people a chance to wind down, get the kids in bed, go grab something to drink, like, go grab some hot cocoa or, your hot apple cider, and then just get in your PJs and just cozy up somewhere and just listen to this podcast. And I what does my robe look like? I have a pink one that my daughters got me, and I've had it for so long. It's a fluffy pink robe with little hearts on it, and I will not give that thing up. Like, I wear that thing and it is the best thing ever. It just feels like I'm being hugged by my baby girls, right? They're not baby girls anymore, but I just feel like it's this wonderful, snuggly hug. And so my favorite hot drink, if I'm kind of cozying up at night, is probably chamomile tea. I love to cozy up with a little chamomile tea. And it just kind of calms you down, and it just has that soothing effect on you. Um, but probably my favorite drink is probably a hot mocha, like a mocha coffee. But I won't drink that at night. And I think my favorite one is from Nordstrom's. I don't know if you've ever been to the Nordstrom Cafe, but they got the best coffee ever. So just kind of, you know, snuggle up and cozy up and stuff. And we're in 100 Days to Brave. It's actually a book. And this is kind of a book club, and you can go get the book if you like. It is by the author Annie Downs, and she's written several books, and she's good with children's books and things like that as well. But this one is um, is pretty is pretty cool. I really liked it, and it was given to me by my mentor, Connie Sanchez, and it's because I joined on to the Monet team with her, and and oh yes, you cannot see my hair today, but it is on point. Let me tell you, I've been using the shampoo, and I laugh, I giggle about that because I have been using the shampoo, and it's made my hair all nice and silky, and I might add, pretty sexy. So it's pretty amazing. So if you get a chance, go check out the link in my bio. So today I'm in the third part of this, and um, it is this part is it shares her story, but I also include my story in this as well. Um, and so she's talking about some things that she's gone through, and some of the things that she has had to face to be brave, right? And so I want you to think about some of the things in your life, in your personal life, and especially that I am speaking quite a lot to singles, and you may be a single parent, and that's especially scary, okay? I remember when my marriage was coming to an end, and I remember also having to have to uproot everything that I knew in London, England, and then move back to San Diego. And talk about scary. That was scary to the highest level. And really no one could even comprehend that. And even when I tell the story to people, it cannot even be like understood. So the feelings, the emotions, the moment, in that was immense. But God intervened, and he made a way where there was no way, and he did it supernaturally. And and my coping mechanisms can only go so far, and a pretty strong girl, but I needed more than just my own strong will or my own ability to be strong and cope. I needed a supernatural power, and that came through my faith in Jesus Christ. And so he brought me through. And I want you to think about a situation that you may be facing, or that you may have to go through, or that you have gone through and you've overcome. Um, so here's a little story, and it goes like this. It says, I think the hardest thing about writing is the blank page, right? I don't know if you've ever been a writer or if you've ever written something up. I've had to do some essays in school. And I've also had to write some stories in school too, and I've written some poems and things. I do have an artistic side to me. It's very creative, but it doesn't come out, and I don't share it with people very often. So it's it was by a teacher who challenged me, because I usually work by challenges. You challenge me and I don't back down. So she challenged me, and I wrote this little story. I'm not going to read it to you now, but sometimes people get this kind of, when someone tells you write this up or write this essay, you go blank. I don't know if you've ever gone up on stage to speak, and it's your turn to go, and you've just like practiced your message and everything, and you got it going on, and you were all in the mirror at home, and you were able to deliver that message no problem. But when you got up there on the stage and they called your name, and you stood behind the mic and looked at everyone, I don't know about you, but I have frozen and went blank on more occasions than I'd like to share. Definitely. That was, yeah, that could be scary. So she says here, I think the hardest thing about writing is the blank page or computer screen. It's said that to be a writer is to have homework every day for the rest of your life. You remember that feeling, don't you? At school, right? So when you have a paper to write or an assignment to turn in, and you can do it if you can just get started, right? It's the just getting started thing for everyone, really. Um, it's so hard to start. So whether it's writing a book, training for a 5K, or any other dream you may have, to start the journey toward that, I don't know what it is for you. It's not a journey. Is it not a journey to courage? It definitely is. The moment you take that first step, the moment you start, little seeds of courage, the ones I believe are ready and planted there right now, behind begin to sprout in your heart. You aren't headed out to find courage. I don't know if anyone is. Like, I mean, do you hunt for courage? I don't really think anyone does. So it's in you already. It's already blooming, and it is with you as you travel and say yes to things that seem scary, right? So I have had to live this out. So it's not courage if it's something that you're not afraid to do anymore, and you've gotten over it and you're good. You can go on stage and deliver that message, no problem. But take that message to a different platform that is totally foreign to you, maybe possibly in another country, or even to a mega church platform, then that is going to be a little more challenging. That's going to require a little more courage. Okay. Um, so I don't know if you've ever done that before, but this is just taking your mind a little bit bigger. Those little seeds of courage have been growing inside of you in your heart for weeks and maybe years. Then at some point, your heart began to beat with a different rhythm. And now, here you are, ready to take your first brave step. I remember the first time when I had to get up on stage, and we were, getting sent out to go to England, and so many times they wanted for us to be on stage and speak and things, and oh my gosh, I just wanted to run out the door, hide in the bathroom, and just disappear. But I wanted to do it in a way that I had an excuse because I didn't want anyone to know that I was scared. I was terrified. Every single time I was terrified to be up there on that stage, until I did it so many times that it didn't really get like completely easy. I just got used to um, the feeling and knowing what was to be expected of me, and what I knew what I was comfortable saying. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. But so you just have to start, my friend. You just have to do it. Whatever it is that you are looking at that you have to be brave about, you just have to do it. So that thing, it's that thing that is just whispering on your insides. And maybe for you, it's just writing a note and singing a song. And for some, it's making a phone call and having a conversation with someone that you love, and composing a story, maybe, and writing a check, booking that trip. For me, recently, um, I booked a trip to London. And I don't know if you get this, but um, it was very traumatic for me to go to England, and then it was very traumatic to leave England. um, and it wasn't. I went back to go sort out my house and my children and stuff, but and I came back, and I haven't been back since. So this is the next new step for me, to go back and reconnect, and to not have any responsibilities, but to just go and just let my long hippie hair flow, and just be the Gloria that I am today, and just sit down with people and enjoy them, and just enjoy my conversations and be in the moment. And so I was going through some things here in San Diego, and I got frustrated, and I just said, you know what? I have the money, I have my passport, and I know the people, and I'm just going to book my ticket. I have the paid time off. I have everything set in place. And so I got on my phone and booked the airlines, Virgin Airline. from LAX to Heathrow, round trip ticket. And I knew I was good. I'm done. I'm booked, and I will be leaving at the end of this month. Only for a quick visit, and then I'll be back. But um, it's not it's it's not particularly scary. I needed to start. I needed to take the steps to start in the right direction, and I don't really get nervous until like the very last minute, and so um, I'll go through a wave of nerves, and then it'll just diminish, and then I'm good. So you can pray for me for that. But here the author is saying, uh, challenging us to just do it, just take steps, whatever it is that you are wanting to do. Just do it. To book that trip, send that email, um, go on that date. Like, seriously, for a single woman like me, people think that I'm misconfident, and some people really, 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 truly believe that I'm extrovert, and I can be. But honestly, I am actually a scaredy cat to go on a date. I really am. And that has been something that I have had to really, really address. So um, it's a funny little thing with me, and it's something that I get a little like sassy and cheeky about it, and and I led a singles group for the whole summer, and and challenged people to go and have some fun and stuff, right? And and then came the time where I had to do that myself. It was kind of scary, but um, I'm silly like that. So hey, roll with it. Reading a book, go read that book that you've always wanted to read, right? And then sign up for that class that you've always wanted to sign up to. I also recently, uh, during the lock before the lockdown. Sorry, this was before the lockdowns. I took a really scary step, and went back to school for like the zillionth time. I'm constantly going back to school, taking these short courses. Well, I went to go to take some real estate classes because I really want to buy a house. And so I wanted to learn. I like to have a bit of control. I get too freaked out to just give my control to someone, and I don't know anything about this industry. And so I signed up for some classes, and it was a friend of mine, and she actually brought me in to do some interning with her at her business. And so I'm so grateful for that, because it helped me to learn the lingo and what's to be expected, and uh, how finances work, and then how your credit scores work and things. And so all of that was just a really amazing learning experience, which I have no debt in anymore or anything like that. So I'm debt free, and I'm good to go. And I had to face so many different fears. Like when I was in debt to, like, I was left with all this debt that I thought, I mean, I really, really believed I was going to die because of debt. Seriously. Like, I was that scared of it. I was so scared of it. I was like, how am I ever going to breathe? This is like I'm drowning in debt. I don't know how on earth I'm going to pay this. And little steps, little steps, little steps, and then one big chunk, bam, and then little steps, little steps, little steps, and another big chunk, bam. And next thing you knew, I lifted up my head and got a notice in the mail. You are debt free. You have paid off all your bills. It didn't quite happen exactly like that, but, I'm joking. Um, but then I was finally done, and I was like but I still was in this, like, mode of feeling of, the terror of this debt. Like, "Is it really real? Did it really go away? Am I really done? Did I actually do it?" You know, and and then that's when, like, I was like, "Wait, hold on a second. I'm debt free. I could actually book a ticket to London. I could actually go traveling now. I have, like, paid time off, loads of it, and I can actually just get up and go because 'cause I'm single." And it just became this, like, reality to me, and so it's so much fun. Oh my gosh. This is just a part of my life right now that is just I feel full and filled with so much joy, so much God and so much like um hope for the future and proud of myself that I was able to address this debt that I thought I was going to die. Like I really thought I was going to die. And I didn't have a bankruptcy. Like I wanted to have a bankruptcy. I was going to go, bankrupt and that's it. Like I cannot do this. I'm just going to just it's okay to go get a bankruptcy. um and I'm not going to tell you either or. So I'm not going to give you that advice. So I'm not that kind of an advisor, you guys. You have to make that choice on your own, but I'm not going to knock you either way. It's up to you, whatever you do, okay? There's no guilt trip with me here because I've been there. I was gonna, you know, and it would have been fine if I would have done that. But I didn't have to after all. I don't know how I did it, but it didn't have to do that. Um, and so but then so the author is going on to say, let's get back to the author and her wonderful story here. So she's saying, so I'm trying to list as many options as possible. But the thing God is doing in your life, so here, she's saying, so you and I both know the thing that God is doing in our lives, right? And we know it better than anyone else. Okay. We know what God is saying to us. We know what we're supposed to be doing. Um, and we know those steps that we need to take to overcome our fears. And so the author is saying it's time to get quiet before the Lord and ask him, okay? Ask him what it looks like for you to live a life of courage today. What does that look like to you? What does that require from you? Okay? All it requires is for you to just start. Like when I was paying down that debt, you guys, like I really, 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 really I was terrified. I was terrified. And I just paid a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And then sometimes I was so broke, I didn't even know what I was going to do. Okay. And then I just paid a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And then I was like, how on earth? Like, I can't even pay my rent. Like, how am I going to do this? And so it just was just a little bit at a time. And finally, I landed a really good job. And then I just grabbed a chunk of change and paid it down. And then I volunteered for a local church. And, I became one of their associate pastors leading a campus. And as I was leading their campus, that's when the COVID thing hit. And And I lost kind of everything. Like I lost my house, I lost everything, and because I was renting in a different place, and it, and had to put everything into storage. And then the church actually helped me, and they helped me quite a bit. And that was another, like, just a blessing that I did not even expect or know was going to happen at all. Like God just opened the door just as I was just trying to serve and help out in this community. And and you just don't know. And if you're going to serve without expectation, you guys. If you're going to serve without any kind of agenda. Serve just serve. Okay. And god God is going to meet the need. It doesn't matter, even if it doesn't, even if the need isn't met through where you serve at. He's going to meet it somehow, some way. But if you are in an area where you are serving, um, especially if you're single, which I recommend this to all the singles, you need to be active, and you need to be doing something in the way of volunteer work. It's good for us to do that. It creates, this takes all of that focus off of you and your loneliness and all this other stuff that we dwell on. When we watch TV, and, here comes Valentine's Day and all these other things, and you're just like, oh my God, do I have to watch this? No, you don't have to watch that. In fact, I don't even watch TV. So, but volunteering and serving, that all takes all of the attention off of you, and it puts it onto something else productive. And productivity is a good thing in our lives. It's healthy for us. Okay, so do that. Just take steps in the right direction. That's all you have to do. And I want to just end with this scripture here, because this is supposed to be a short little time here, little devotional that I've made very long now. Sorry about that. Anyways, 1 Samuel 17, verse 37, and it says here, and David said, "The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." And Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." And so I say to you, go. Go get them, guys. Go get them. And the Lord be with you. Okay? So I just want to leave that prayer over you, Father. I just pray, God, go with them in their decisions to step out into that place of courage, step into that fear, face it, and overcome it, Lord, with you. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for being here, guys. I love you guys. And we are going to tune out for now. I'll see you next week.